good evening, good evening, and thank you for checking out another one of my weekly Forex and crypto analysis. I do appreciate it. And the first thing that I am going to say is if you watched the previous analysis, you didn't act upon anything that was told to you about the cryptos or anything like that, then I'm just like, damn, I don't know what to tell you. But that's the first thing I'm going to say, and we'll dive in deeper into that later on. But so let's go over the fundamentals real quick. We'll go over and see what the weekly time frame is, or this week's time frame for news events is going to look like. So Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Australian dollar. We have the RBA Governor Lowe speaks. 8:30 p.m. we have the Australian dollar monetary policy meeting minutes. Tuesday we have 7:30 a.m. Canadian dollar report retail sales. Month to month, Wednesday, June 22nd, 1 a.m. GBP. We have CPI, Y to Y, and then we have the Canadian dollar CPI M to M as well. 8:30 a.m. we have the US dollar where the Feds will be testifying. He'll be talking. Don't know what necessarily be talking about, but that's something that you want to pay attention to. It might be just a reiteration of what he said last week. Thursday, 2:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to have that Euro news with PMI, and that's going to be for Germany. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have US dollar. The Feds are going to be speaking again. They're going to be testifying. And you might want to pay attention to what's being said, especially with the way how the charts look on the weekly time frame. Definitely want to pay attention to what these guys are talking about. Friday, we have Australian dollar, where we have the governor of Australia, the Australians will be speaking. So that's for the news. Let's go over to this DXY. You guys know how we do it. First things first, we talk about the US dollar. Look at this weekly candle right here. It didn't make a higher high. It came all the way up to these highs, but it didn't close up here. In fact, it even closed pretty close to where these previous highs were. Not that it closed there necessarily, but it came pretty close down to there. Monthly time frame, this is still very bullish though. So, and we still have 11 days left. So there's a whole lot of trading that could still happen. There's a whole lot of things that could still happen within 11 days, but that is something that we want to pay attention to. Looking at these candlesticks, I mean, first of all, let's go on over here real quick. I want to show you guys, actually, this is the other DXY that I used to look at, but this is the DXY I'm going to be talking about. And we can see that there's a slight difference here. On the weekly time frame, it definitely looks like a doji candle way more than on this DXY. That's number one. And number two, we can see that it's still slightly above this zone where the previous highs were getting tested at. Whereas on this DXY, it's rejected off of it, but then it's came back up and it's a little bit higher. So those are the two main differences between the price action. But the reason why I like to look at this one is because there's volume that I can see. And I want to be able to see that volume there, because price and volume, only two things that you cannot hide in these markets. Shout out to Payne for introducing me and putting me on that. I'll always be good. So, weekly time frame on here looks like a doji candle. You've got to be very careful with that. Daily time frame, there's this isn't the body of this candlestick right here that happened on the 15th, where we had price go bullish, fake out to the upside, and then push to the downside. I'll show you guys that on the lower time frames. It makes me think, okay, is price going to reject off of this zone and then continue going bullish? Because it is a bullish engulfing candle, and there is a lot of volume on this candle right here. On this daily candle, there's a lot of volume to it, right? If we compare where the volume is at with the other volumes as price has been rising, the only time that the volume was higher was right here off of this doji candle. I'm interested. Price went up, then pushed to the downside shortly after. But yeah, but it's like price has been rising and volume's been rising. I mean, well, really, its price has been up here and it's been stalling a little bit. Price was rising as it was pushing to the downside. So that's something that, Peyton and I, we were talking in our group chat. We were like, hey, the US dollar is more than likely going to be looking to reverse right around over here. Don't know why we didn't play it. Don't know why we didn't talk about it, but we're not going to talk about that because that's kind of like trying to catch the top. But we would have caught that so hard. But regardless, it's like, okay, I'm seeing this price action right here. Same thing right here. Like, as we're seeing, this candlestick had the largest volume, but this was like around, if I'm not mistaken, this was when the news came out. Where is it? Yeah, this is when the FOMC news came out, and that's when the Feds rose interest rates by 0.75 rather than what they've been doing this whole year of raising it by 0.5, right? So price pushed to the downside, retraced. Again, there was an opportunity that we had saw here that we could have taken, but we did not. Then price pushed to the downside. So we're like, in our personal opinion, especially mine as well, it's like, okay, price right here. I mean, it's already started pushing to the downside, but it's like price right here, right now. It looks like it could potentially continue pushing to the downside for a potential reversal. Because I loved seeing what I saw on the daily time frame for this to start like making a retracement. And quite honestly, I'm tired. And I told Peyton the same thing. I'm sick and tired of being bullish on the DXY now. I want to be bearish. Like, because now it's just a whole bunch of other people are going to be bullish too. And the market makers, for one, they're going to be like, okay, well, if everybody else is going to be bullish, then we got to start changing our bias. Because again, in order for there to be winners in the market, there has to be much more losers in the market. So the majority is going to go one way, while the minority who actually have the big money is going to go another way. And of course, like I said, the volume, once you're looking at the volume, you can like be like, okay, there's a lot of effort going on right here. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of moves being made over here at these prices. And of course, if I just put volume profile up, I mean, we can see that there's a whole bunch of the point of control is all the way down over here at 96.1237. And there is still a lot of volume down here. Price, I mean, there's a little bit of volume up here. And of course, if I even add more pricing to it, then it still tell you that, yeah, there's a lot more volume to the downside than there is up here. Price isn't that interested in the upside right here at this point in time. Once the weekly time frame, it might be a little different. Maybe not by that much. So the point, like all the volume, I mean, obviously the volume is still going to be over here, but all the volume is cooked up over here, right here, right now, in that 97 area, 97, 98 area. So I'm not really interested in looking for buying opportunities, especially seeing that the Feds do actually want to combat this inflation. Now, that still doesn't mean the DXY isn't going to go bullish. Like, as we can see right here, right now, in the 4-hour time frame, point of control is up here at 104.8679, and price is basically already tapped that. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to go back up there again, but overall, realistically speaking, if I was playing these markets, I'm still looking for price to come up to 105.0293 for me to potentially look for a selling opportunity long term with the US dollar right now. Because I mean, just how I'm seeing the Ethereum up 13%, Bitcoin up 8.33%, might be seeing a rebound in the indices, whatever you want to call them, today or tomorrow. I'm interested to see if this is going to play out or if price is just going to continue going to the downside, and I'm willing to take that risk. I'm definitely hardcore willing to take that risk. I wasn't really going to play this on on Friday. I wasn't trying to trade on Friday. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until Sunday, Monday to see what happens. So I still would like to see price come up to this point of control, quite honestly. You know what? Let me actually just, this weekend gap, I'm gonna use this line right here and actually take that off. POC, 4-hour current, point of control 4-hour, set an alert, watch for DXY drop. If it dropped right here, right now, quite honestly, I mean, not right here, right now, I mean, yeah, it can, but I would rather it still come push to the upside and even possibly come up a little higher to 105.0293, then push to the downside. Now, I'm going to have to see how that line, how that will look compared to the Euro USD, because I obviously can't trade the DXY, but I do like that there's, I mean, not really so crazy over the fact that this candle's what had the biggest volume, and then the actual candle right after it had that was larger didn't have that much volume, but I'm still looking for this selling opportunity right now. Not so crazy as well of how price did rebound. You know, it's not the best move to me how price rebounded, because it's just a one-way shot of how it did go to the upside, but I'm not mad at it either. And of course, price can literally reject, like I said, it could literally just reject off of here, like how it did, and then continue pushing to the downside. It has made the one-to-one of from price at the 78.6 to if I would have tried to trade this. So that's just something I'm watching for as well. But I'm liking the sells. I'm here for the sells. Let me see what this looks like. Okay, so I believe this still has to get tested. This got tested. This got tested. That got tested. Yeah, all of those got tested. Yeah. I would still want to see price go up for another like fake move to the upside before trying to push it to the downside. And I'm pretty sure if I go onto the 15-minute time frame, I could see a possible buying. Yeah, I mean, I see it. A possible buying opportunity right here. Price come down over here to 104.2620. It's whatever. Not the best move. We'll see what happens. But again, I'm looking for the bears on the DXY. Let's go over to arbitrage. See what are we talking about on the weekly first and foremost. Still extremely bullish. So we have to realize that this move that I'm talking about, that I want to see price push to the downside, I am basically calling top. That's basically what is going on, right? Daily time frame, glad I never sold here. Price did call for this buy, but I'm not that intrigued with the buys right now. Not necessarily saying that they're wrong, but I'm not intrigued in them. And I like this 4-hour sell right here. I'm actually probably going to call this sell. Well, I mean, if I'm calling this sell, that means I'm going to probably call a buy on EU, but we'll get to that. The only thing I'm not crazy over is the fact that the level pro, nothing is calling for the sells. I need these two lines, at least one of them, to cross underneath this ground zero, this green line. And likewise with this is much better because I do see that the RSI line is underneath the ground zero, but it's pointing to the upside. So that's like where I'm like kind of iffy on it. But I do have the confirmation that I like seeing this red line right here, this momentum line. Whenever it crosses underneath the RSI line, that's a good sign. That's another form of confirmation. So it's only this level pro that's really giving me that, and do I really want to? But I mean, if I were to trade this, no cap, I'd be looking at this right now. Equal highs. I mean, some people would put it like you can even put it at a lower stop loss, that's all up to you. It's depending how much you're going to risk. I'm probably going to put 2% on this, not even a cap, and take this bad boy to the downside. Quite honestly, like I said, I'm feeling the sells. And RB is lining up with that. If price goes up a little bit higher, that's cool. If it doesn't, that's cool as well. But overall, I like the sells on the DXY. Okay. 1 hour time frame, yes, I do like seeing. Let me get rid of this. I do like seeing the 1 hour is going for a buy. If it retraces back down, that pushes the upside, that'd be awesome. Because again, I do want to see price come up a little higher. So gonna see what's good with that. This 4 hour, it is a risky play. I'm not gonna lie. Let me even look at the 2 hour real quick. 2 hours iffy. That 4 hour though, it's a little risky play, but again, it's kind of, I'm basically calling the top here. So we're gonna see what's good with this US dollar though throughout the week. I have this alert set, so if price does come up to 105.04, that we gonna get there at. Watchful eye. Okay, Euro USD. And again, this was the move that we were talking about. We're like, why do we not get in this? This was cash money. Easy money. Wait, was that the move? Or yeah, that was the move. Yeah. And this was cash money, easy money. We're like, why did we not get in it? It is what it is. You know, there's always another opportunity in the market, which is what I'm about to talk about right now. So let's go on over to weekly time frame. All right. So I hope that you guys recalled when I was saying that, hey, as much as prices at this zone right here, I'm not necessarily going to look for buy opportunities until I see some type of lower time frame moves making actual really good moves. We've gotten that. You know, I like this. It's kind of looking like a doji candle. I like this doji candle that we got on this weekly candle right here. I'm not so thrilled or crazy that price. I mean, well, actually, no, I am thrilled that price did do that move because that's actually a move I talked about for a sell. And I like that this has a lot of volume on it. It has the most volume on the weekly than the rest of the weeks. I actually want to go onto the futures real quick and see what the futures talking about with Euro USD. Those are currency indexes. Wait, hold on. I could have sworn that I had seen something here. Actually, let me go to the Euro real quick. Let me see. That Euro weekly, this volume is not larger than this one. That's interesting. I could have sworn that there was something that Payton had shown me though. Anyways, I'll worry about that. I'll probably talk to him about that later. But overall, Euro USD, I mean, it's volume. I'm just gonna read the volume, and it has a large amount of volume compared to the previous weeks. So that is a telling sign to me that, hey, that doji candle could mean something. That could mean that price is actually going to make a reversal. You know, I like seeing that with some price action. There was a falling wedge here. Price broke out. I said price retraces. I mean, realistically speaking, from a swinger's point of view, if somebody were to have taken this trade, they would not have gone stopped out, and price would have gone in their favor for a bit. But despite, or not just, I mean, not even despite that, because a bullish engulfing candle right here, price retraces. Yeah, I would love to see Euro USD just retrace a little bit more at this point for me to get into a buying opportunity. I'm bullish on EU right now. I like the structure that it broke. This is a structure that I was like, hey, 4 hour time frame. Once it breaks this structure, I am actually totally fine with looking for buying opportunities. So I do know, or I am aware that, hey, quite honestly, from this high to this low, price can just push to like, let me actually get this zone. I'm using this zone that I had before that I said I wanted to see it break that structure because it already did break it, and I'm totally fine with repurposing this. gonna leave that there. I'll probably use that as well. But I am aware that price can come up to this zone and then push to the downside. But as of right now, what I really do want to see is, I'm not so sure if I'm gonna. No, I don't want. I'm not so sure I'm gonna get that, but I'm gonna mark it off regardless later. I do. Ooh, it did already hit, huh? Yeah, I forgot that this hit on 71%, and we were trying to play this, and we didn't get in. I forgot about that. You know, I would still love to see if price can come back down. I mean, at this point, come back down to like 1.0400, or even possibly just, even if it comes down to 1.04286. I am pretty confident that my limit order, my buy limit order, is still intact from last week, and I just didn't get a chance to delete it. But yeah, price hit the 71% Fibonacci. We personally wanted it to come and hit down over here. It never did, and price pushed up a little bit to the upside. But if we would have taken this trade, I don't think 1-to-1 would have hit yet. Let's see. Yeah, 1-to-1 would not have hit yet off of this trade. So, you know, there is still a glimmer of hope for me, at least, because I usually say once 1-to-1 hits off of the 71% or the 61.8%, I'm probably gonna just delete my order. If price does indeed do one of two things, which is A, come down and actually does come over here to 0.786, I'm gonna look to get into a buy opportunity there, right? Which it'll look like this. And then of course, it'll look like this. And of course, 1-to-1 would be where I would move my stop loss to break even. I'd move my stop loss to break even and take partial profits. And I would want price to, of course, continue pushing to the upside. But if price stops me out, then it's like, hey, I made money off the trade. I'm chilling. But going on to these lower time frames, if I really go on to like the 15-minute, and this looks ugly. Never mind. I wouldn't put that. Never mind. Yeah, I'm still looking for the buy play off of this. Like I love this bullish move that happened, and it just sucks that 71% is what got hit rather than the 78.6. And of course, price can still like push to the downside off of this bullish move overall, come down to like 1.04100, like I said, and then go bullish. But whichever one of those two occur first is what I'm going to be playing on. Or I mean, whichever one of those two, I'm probably going to get double entries, quite honestly. So I'm going to put this back over here. 71% fib buy possibility. I'm still looking for that on EU. Going over to RB. EU 4-hour time frame, same. It's basically the same thing, you know. And if I don't get either of those prices over there, yes, I'm gonna put a position right here as well on EU. Like, quite honestly, like, I'm probably gonna put 1% over here, and then I'll have another 1% down over there if I can get either this 78.6 at 1.04278 or 1.04100. I'm gonna have to make that decision later on. But personally, Euro USD, I am gonna get into this buy. My stop loss is gonna stay the same across the board. It's still gonna be, it's just me stacking positions, and I want to see this go bullish. Now, there is RSI line on EU is above ground zero. Lilo Pro is not, I mean, arbitrage is not that far from it, so that's a good sign for me. Same thing with the arbitrage Z. We have the RSI line above ground zero. Lilo Pro is starting to climb up there a little bit, so I'm down for this sell. 123 pip stop loss. Let's just make it 124. Ooh, I forgot. Ford T. There we go. Okay. 124 pip stop loss, 367 pip point gain, or I said point, 367 or 368 at that point. Pips possibility gain. It's basically a 1 to 3 risk to reward possibility. And somebody is calling me. Give me a moment. Give me a second. There's something Discord to me. That really sounded like Discord. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. It was. All right. Yeah, someone texted me. But yeah, or messaging me. So yeah, 124 pips. I'm good about to get in this buy. Like, you know what? Right here. Right now. In broad daylight. It's 123 pips. I could do this math in my head. 124 pips. Stop loss 1.03600. Ooh, I like how price did that freaking whole number down here. Hold on, did it? What's the dang? Hold on. Open, high, low, close values 1.03589. But still, I still like how it's very clean right there. And TP 1.08520. All right, I'm in there like somewhere. So TP1 off of this would be these equal highs for sure. Well, not the equal highs, actually. It'd be 1.05900 or wherever the arbitrage mean line right here, this line right here, wherever price meets that at, that's where I'm moving my stop loss to break even and I'm taking partial profits. And that actually is a how many pip move? 103 pips. So it's not necessarily a 1-to-1, but it is very close to a 1-to-1. So I'm actually happy with that. TP2 would be up here where this upper danger zone line is at. That would be at 1.06. Let's just put it at 1.06 or 1.0700. How about that? And that is a 214 pip move or whatever. TP3 can be up there. You can hold it for it to keep going, but that's what I'm going to be looking for on EU. And I do expect it to keep pushing to the downside, like I mentioned here. But if not, then I have my entry in place as is. Okay, so let's go on over to UChef. Dang, is this what UChef really did? Dang. It's crazy because I was over here debating the hardest if I was going to get in this trade. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to get in. And I'll see what it looks like next week. And dang. That's crazy, man. Okay. The retracement, though, and it would have spooked me out so hard. It would have scared me to pieces. But man, this retracement that's about to place, like Peyton just said, that retracement that's about to happen, about to be fired. Dang it, I forgot to switch the Zoom. I might as well do it right now. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it once this is done. Guys, hop on right back onto this when I'm done. I'm not gonna post up on anything. Just hop right back on because I am gonna be right back in doing this analysis still. Let me actually go ahead and go over to Zoom sign in right now. I ain't gotta worry about it later. But yeah, so USD CHF weekly time frame. Let me actually go ahead and remove, hide the drawings real quick. I am actually I'm in awe with that wick to the upside, but I'm not surprised because it's just you, Chef. You know, I was saying, hey, is this really going to be the top for you? Is this going to be is price going to keep going to the upside, or is price going to retrace a little bit before continuing to the upside? Which I think is probably going to do. I think I already drew that fib. Hold on. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Awesome. I didn't. So, as you guys saw, I was saying that, hey, from this high over here to this low, that price did drop from late April of 2019 to January of 2021. Price did retrace back up and come up to the 78.6 right here. And funny enough, yes, price did end up hitting a 1-to-1 off of that 78.6, a little bit more than that, but still. And I said that price was coming right back in there, and I'm like, if price rejects right here, more than likely, it probably is going to come and hit at least that 38.2 extension over here before pushing to the upside. And so it's just, again, right here, I would have been terrified if I would have gone into this sell, but the way how price came up, even, it was kind of scary. I probably would, like, that's the main reason why I didn't get in the sell, because of the way how price was increasing. It was just like, oh, this is too bullish for me to try to get in. And I was just like, I'll get in, I'll wait for it. And price did end up pushing to the downside, came over here to the 23.6 fib, which, of course, if I turn things around, is a possible area for price to go bullish at, right? You already have price rejected off of the 78.6 2 times, and it's gone bullish a little bit. Hasn't done necessarily a 1-to-1 risk to reward play off of this, but I would love for it to do that and some, because I'm looking for this play at the end of the day. Right now, I'm looking for USHEF to retrace back up over here, which will then, again, if USHEF makes this move, then either A, I'm going to take a L on Euro USD, or B, USHEF is just going to move a little bit more just to get up there, even disregarding whatever the DXY wants to do. Like I said, I want to see the DXY still retrace, even though I did just get into a Euro USD sell. Buy. I still want to see the DXY retrace a little bit and Euro USD to still retrace, so I can, again, stack my positions. So me seeing this on USHEF will be beautiful for price to push to the upside and then continue to the downside. That'd be beautiful to me. I would love it, because again, the original play, I was too afraid to play it, and I'm glad I didn't. Quite honestly, I'm just surprised at how it did move. Well, I shouldn't be, but still. So yeah, I would love to see USHEF make that retracement and then continuation to the downside. I want to see where the point of control is. Point of control is to the downside, huh? Damn. All the way down here with when I include all this pricing. Still a little bit of volume up here. Let me go into the 1 hour and see with just this price action. Yeah, I thought so. I was not surprised to see this up here. So yeah, I want to see price still make that retracement to the upside and then continue going bearish. Give me a second. Looking at the daily session volume, yeah, price still needs to come back up here to retest this volume, and up here. This probably got to hit, but yeah, I definitely want to see price make that bullish move so that we can get that retracement, and then we will be selling USHEF. So, going over here and see what USDC Jeff talking about. Oops, I have it on my list. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so USHEF, 4 hour time frame. I would not play this. I would not play this. I don't like that at all. It is bearish. I see it. I need a retracement regardless, like I talked about on the other chart that I just talked about. 4 hour time frame, weekly time frame, rejecting off of this third deviation and going very bearish. I actually like seeing that somewhat. For the bears, daily time frame, price did call for the sell. Man, again, if someone were to take this sell right here, they would have been sweating. They'd be like, man, my stop loss is about to get hit, but then price came back down. So I still want to see that retracement, but price, I mean, just based off of this, price can continue pushing to the downside. So we're gonna see what happens with UCHEF. This 1 hour time frame is calling for a buy. Let me see what's up with this. I'm not against it. Above ground zero. Above ground zero. I'm not against this buy, actually. Price does need to make this retracement nonetheless. I'm not against the buy. I'll leave that up to y'all. Next wave in DeFi domination. Y'all gonna know if I'm gonna get into this with arbitrage, of course. But I'm gonna leave this as, hey, if you want to get in it, go ahead. By all means, get your price action tools, or look at your price action, look at the smaller time frames. You might see a buying opportunity here, but I'm not going to keep up with this, or I'm not going to talk about it in the chat. I'm like this, hey, if you took it, go ahead, by all means, but I'm just gonna let that sizzle in your guys' spirit. But yeah, overall, I want this retracement and a continuation to the downside. Go on over to Mr. Goldilocks. All right, what did gold do? Did gold do exactly what I wanted it to do? Basically. Damn. I didn't even look at gold at all last week. I could have made it back off of gold. That's crazy. Or not that I didn't look at gold, but I didn't pay that much close attention to gold. So last week on gold, not really crazy over that large wick pointing to the downside. Volume is there. Volume is increasing as price is decreasing, because realistically speaking, price did close lower than 2 weeks ago. So I cannot ignore the fact that it did close bearish. It closed lower than 2 weeks ago. Rejected off of this zone again, made that bearish move to the downside. The retracement was nice, and price did reject off of, not the 71%, but the 61.8 of this fib, and pushing to the downside a little bit. I'm not necessarily crazy over how it did that. That's the first thing, number one. Number two, I see this potential push to the downside for it to just still make a flag move to the downside. It's not the greatest looking, but it'd have to be like this, huh? But yeah, it's not the greatest looking, but I feel like gold is still gonna make that push to the upside nonetheless, and still come up to the likes of 1858 or 1864 before pushing to the downside. Going on to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that, especially when you say that, okay, well, hey, from this low where price made this bullish move, price can still come down over here to 1827, 1824 before coming up to this extension. I would have even wanted it to come up to these full extensions. Now that I'm actually taking a look at this, but still, I'm not that crazy over gold right now. The volume isn't really here in the market right now on gold, from what I'm seeing, especially even after this push to the downside. Volume was decreasing as price was increasing. Like the continuation to the downside, that's the only thing that seems like. So, like I was saying with gold, like I definitely see the bullish move to the upside one more time before price pushing to the downside, or then I see price just falling from here. But I'm just gonna have to see what the market looks like tomorrow. Let me go on to arbitrage real quick. Still overall, that push downside on gold is better? Question mark? I don't even want to say better, but I like the long-term move to the downside real quick for gold rather than this upside move. Real quick. This is still underneath this RSI line. There's one reason why I say that daily time frame is still underneath the RSI line here as well. And I need to see price like this to the upside, retrace to the upside for me to then be bullish on gold. And the 4-hour time frame, I mean, I like that yes, price did call for a buy. It made this retracement right here, and I'm just like, the retracement's cool and all, but it was filling the bears. And 1-hour time frame, it could downside like I just mentioned. RSI line right here is underneath the ground zero. Level pro isn't still both above ground zero, but still that retracement to the downside for price to then go bullish is what all that I see right now. So definitely going to be watching out for this right here. Oops. Price push to the upside, retrace, continuation a little bit, fake out, then why did I do that? And then push to the downside. That's what I'm trying to see on gold. I've already been doing that so that it can just stay like right here. So that's what I'm trying to see on Goldilocks. So we're gonna see what's up. I'm gonna set this alert back on. Potential sells. It's going to go off once, but I didn't get it. So we're gonna see what's up with SNPQ. Man. All right, let's go over this weekly frame on the SN. This looks terrifying. It looks pretty damn terrifying, but guess what? Nonetheless, it did reject off of this zone, and it's still holding above it. So I can't really say much about that. I can't really say that that's a bad thing. And if I'm being completely honest here, there are these equal lows down here from this low down here. I mean, I know it's going to be like, oh, well, that's an ugly play, but realistically, that is when price just kept going to the upside. Consolidated over here at this place, at this area a little bit, but from this low, this high, price is at that 71%. I hate how that lines up. I saw it like on Friday, and I'm just like, man, I hate that this is there, but it's there. Oh yeah, for sure. Them lows is gonna get smacked. The retracement is probably going to happen. I'm not going to lie. The retracement play is probably going to happen before price comes and knocks out these equal lows right here. In fact, price is going to come over to like 3586.1, maybe even possibly lower before it actually tries to make a recovery of some sort. Love how price actually broke through this zone, or it didn't break through this zone and just pushed to the downside right after. Like, that's just textbook. Although there's these equal highs up there, yes, but the market was not ready and almost there. Oof. Even 3,500, that still seems very possible. But if price does start to retrace right here, then let's see from very bottom. Yes. Let's see what this fit. This is, and I would not be surprised if the point of control lines up with that perfectly. Still all the way down over here at 2,747. That's such a possibility. Let's see what the point of control is at real quick. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Let's see what the point of control is at. I don't know what to, I don't know what to tell you. It lines up pretty damn too close. Who said, boy? Yeah, this is definitely always going to be an area of interest when price gets down there eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and get. Actually, I'm gonna reuse this slide real quick. So, after this bearish move to the downside, price making a lower low, if price is going to reject over here, guess what I'm going to probably do? And you know what? I'm not so crazy about it just because there was a lot of consolidating going on right here. But price did reject off of that 50 EMA, pretty hardcore right there. But I'm still probably going to be looking for a move like this. Where are these figs? I hate the way how that looks. So on the 4 hour, no, on the 4 hour, on the daily, I will still be like, hey, there is still a possibility. I didn't like the way how I drew it. There is still a possibility of, hey, price, if it's going to stop right here, price making this retracement back up between 30,981 to 4,075 before making another push to the downside. That still is a very large likelihood in my butt, I do have to realize that there are still equal highs right here, and there's a lot of equal highs up here as well. But I'm still going to be watching. So that's numero uno that I'm going to be watching for on the frame for S&P. I am still very much bearish on it, but I feel like there could be a opportunity arising. Now, before that happens, price does need to break above this zone for me on the daily time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, before I start to look for buying opportunities on the S&P, right? There hasn't been that much volume. There hasn't been that much volume in the SPS according to forecast. Let me actually go over to the futures real quick. See what that looks like. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so I definitely want to see, before I look for any type of buying opportunities, I want to see this structure right here get broken first. Once I see that structure get broken, then I'll start to be like, hey, shorter time frames, start looking for buying opportunities. I mean, of course, once price gets up here, that's going to be a huge area of, are you going to sell here, or is it going to be one of those? It depends how the market looks, or how the market's getting up there. So from this high to this low on the 4 hour time frame, still an enormous. Right here. Still a ginormous possibility, a huge opportunity for me to look for selling opportunities up here at 3,778 or 3,794. I'm going to be keeping my eye on SPX for me to get into that sell, quite honestly. And even if it just comes down to 3,683, I'll be more than satisfied with that, because that'll be probably like a 1 to 3 risk to reward from the 78.6. For it to go bullish and break the structure, by all means. But I'm gonna follow the trend right now and look for the sells. So that's for the S&P 500. We're going over to RV, and it's probably going to be the same analysis for the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. Right now we're getting a buy call. Not surprised by that. A 4 hour time frame, very bearish. Again, we would need to see the structure get broken. We look for buying opportunities on SPS 500. We need to see breakout, retracement, have a play, and then down up over here is not the looking price action downside. So, the time frame extremely bearish. Called for the buy, but it was a false buy. I never looked for buy opportunity. Yeah, so that's for the SPS 500. I'm going to see what price is going to be up over here. I like this for a potential sell. But of course, it depends on how price is going to get up there. Price gets a bit way too fast, I'm not going to do it. All right, so US 30, same thing. You know, bum, 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 price push to the downside, all cool. Yeah, that's cool stuff. Remove drawings, weekly time frame, making lower lows each and every week. Not each and every week, the lows, right? Price came back right into an area where it rejected off of in the past. This is a zone where price can just literally push to the downside. And of course, I'm going to do the same thing that I just did with S&P, where the bullish move really started to tick off. Price is getting to that area of those fibs. This just looks like to me that price can still go down to 28,532 before going bullish, or just keep falling in general. You're gonna have that fib, not that fib set up, but I like what being said, like from the beginning of COVID, this bullish move and then the retracement down. I'm gonna have this zone marked off for future reference. And this doesn't have volume on it, but let me go on over to the futures because that's going to have volume. And I'll show you where the point of control is for that. Point of control, right there at the 61A. Not surprised by that. I mean, if I zoom in, I'm pretty sure it'll like move around a little bit, but if you're just getting the whole picture, then yeah, you can tell you, oh, there's still a lot more volume even lower down here. Interesting. So yeah, it's gonna be the same play for the Dow Jones, where it's like, okay, you know, daily time frame wise, from this high to this low, price can still come up to over here before going bearish, absolutely. But I'm more looking at lower time frames right now. Well, not lower time frames necessarily, but what's going to happen this week. You know, I'm not going to expect price to go all the way up here this week. If it does, that would be a huge rally. But I'm more of looking at, oh, well, what's price going to do like this week again? And I think that, hey, the looks of it could just be like, hey, I'm going to push the upside and push and then sell from there, you know. Oh, that felt good. Ooh. And then push to the downside. I mean, price has been making higher lows and lower lows. I mean, lower highs and lower lows. So keep going with that trend until the structures get broken, of course. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send that to you shortly. Thank you for messaging me. But yeah, so overall, I'm just like, hey, Dow Jones push to the upside, you know, arbitrage 1 hour time frame, just like I was calling on the S&P. I'm pretty sure it's calling for the same thing. So I might actually get into that later tonight, but I'm not calling them out. I'm only giving out trade. I'll talk to my group chats that I'm in and tell them, hey, if you want to hop on the trade. But yeah, I mean, it's been kind of faking in and out of buys and sells here. But after that drop, I would only expect there to be retracements before, even if it continues to fall. Whether if it's going to be on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, or on the daily, I would still expect some type of retracement to the upside. NASDAQ, it's already been making its move. I would love for Dow Jones to follow it. But basically, again, it's the same analysis on NASDAQ as well. I already had it mapped out, actually. From these lows, go to these highs, then make that push me to the downside on the higher time frames. But on the 1 hour ish, or I mean, this can still be considered 4 hour, I guess. But again, I'm gonna be watching for this play for sure, and then push to the downside. If it decides to come over here to 11210 after coming up here, then hey, it might want to continue making higher highs, but it does have to break the structure before I say that, let's start looking for buying opportunities. It has to break the structure first. So that's for NASDAQ. Not gonna really talk too much about RB. 4 hour, daily, daily, weekly, all very much bearish. So, yeah. Let's talk about the cryptos and how targets have been hit. Targets have been hit. Talk about the cryptos. Yeah, I'm about to talk that mess. I'm about to talk that talk, boy. Targets have been hit. We aren't your average moon boys. We want to see these things moon, but we're not your average moon boys. The other moon boys are going to tell you that price is going to push to the upside and not give you that data behind it. I already talked last week about the previous halvings and how the targets you should be really looking to invest at. They've been hit. 3 out of 4 targets have been hit. We still have another target down over here, down at $10,000, $8,000, and paying over there talking about $8,000, and I'm just like, ooh, another target, but I'll leave that to him. We got three out of 4 targets. One of the targets is already in profit, but I still see more downside. Price is still making lower lows each and every week. I'm not calling the bottom yet. I'm not going to call the bottom yet. But from this bullish move, these are amazing prices. Even right now, let's say if you didn't get in at 17,500. Wait, hold on. Price came all the way down to 17,592. The previous all-time high of Bitcoin, where back then, this is where people were buying. Just think about this. Back in 2017, 2018, people were buying at these prices as prices were falling. And they were saying that Bitcoin was done. Exactly. When that white cough is ready, that's when we'll call it for sure. But just remember, that's what people were saying that Bitcoin was dead at previously. Even before the year before, the halving before that, people were saying like, oh, the price is at 1,369. When people were buying at those prices, they were saying that it's dead. People who are buying at these prices, they're all saying that Bitcoin is dead. People who are buying at 54K, 53K, what are they saying? Same thing. They're all saying that Bitcoin and crypto is dead, whatever, yada, yada. The crypto fear and greed index is at this was before it just updated. I'm glad that I had this up before I even talked about it, but this is the lowest it's ever been. There's extreme fear in the market. It's at a 6. The previous lowest, if I'm not mistaken, was 10 or 9, and I have this data to back it up. So I have it for the max entire time since February 2018 that this website has been doing it to up to now. And when you scan through, it'll tell you what the crypto fear and greed index is. As I pass by here, and you can even look at these, like the dots right there, but as I pass by here, right here, so far is 14. If you keep going, where is it at? The next one, 14 again. I think it got to 11 or 13. There you go. 14, 13, 11. There you go, right there. Then you go, keep going. And then you see that it's gone down to 8. Give me 1 second, guys. Or no, my life's fine. Then it came to 8. Then price has gone up again. Then it's come down one more time, and it's came down to about, if I'm not mistaken, like 14 down over here, and then there was around 10 down over here back in January, 11, 10. 6 is the lowest that this thing has ever been. I don't know, since after February of 2018, I don't know anything about that, but this is the lowest this website's particular crypto fair and greed index is at. When there's blood in the markets like this is when investors are looking to invest the most. Because just like how I said in the beginning of this analysis, in order for people to win in this market, there has to be that much more people losing. That's just how it is. In price and fear next time there will be divergence. Ooh, meaning lower lows in price, but like 8 and ooh, I like that. Let's see after this update, because the cryptos did go bullish today. Let's see what it looks like today. Of course, now the extreme fear is at a 9. And that's because of why there was a small rally. Like once price hit down over here it didn't necessarily hit 17,586.20. But if somebody tells me that this isn't a target hit, then I will slap. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this high actually is 69,000 here. Let me even do this, and I'll probably actually have my target indeed hit 17,646. Yeah, this got hit, so I don't want to hear that. But nonetheless, price did make a bullish move from down over here. It's going over to the daily. I like seeing this bullish candle, bullish engulfing. Not super bullish engulfing, but it did engulf this previous bearish candle right here. That's some good stuff to see. I like this move to the upside. Big volume off of this candle, and the candle was larger than the rest. I like seeing that on the 1 hour time frame. This was a beautiful retracement. Although it didn't break this structure, this would have been a very risky play right here. Although it didn't break this structure right here, this bullish move, the retracement hit that 78.6 nicely, hit the 61.8. That's fire. That's some fire sauce right there. Damn. So now, where I'm at with this is, okay, one of two things is probably going to happen. Either A, on the 4 hour time frame, price is going to reject where it's currently at. I'm actually probably going to play this realistically, but it's probably going to push to the downside real quick, and then push to the upside, continuation to the upside type play, some type of Wyckoff type of play. It might even make a spring a little lower than that 17,000. And remember, Bitcoin's previous all-time high, and I remember when I said this last year, and I'm not afraid to admit this, but I remember when I said I don't think that Bitcoin's previous all-time high will ever get hit again. And that is just me being ignorant and me being a moon boy, because obviously it just happened. Actually, I don't think that I don't think that it's going to be a very likelihood chance, because I always have believed in what's happened in the past is going to repeat itself again. I've always been a believer in that, even before trading. So it's like, but anyways, yeah, the bearish move right here, I definitely see it. I would have loved to have gone into a sell right here, but I didn't, but it's totally fine. I don't need to get into every trade. I would love to see price retrace back down from this bullish move and come over here into this area before going bullish. That's option number one for me. Or number two, price It does the same thing right here, pushing the downside, trace a little bit back up to 21K, not breaking this structure up here, up over here at the 23Ks, and then continue pushing even lower. I wouldn't be so surprised if either one of those have made a move, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the crypto market prices, I'm gonna play the leverage plays because I can afford to, and I know how to use proper risk management. So I can take any one of those plays. But it's right now for me, it's giving the information that you guys should be dollar cost averaging and buying these cryptos at these prices. I bought some crypto yesterday, and it's like it wasn't Bitcoin. It was I bought some Ethereum and then I bought some XRP, and I'm just like, it's not how much I want to put by any means necessary, but these prices I cannot afford to not put money in, because just like how Peyton said, 5 years down the line, your $10 that you're gonna put in is gonna be $100. It's gonna 10x. If you put $100 in, it's gonna be $1,000 for like 3-4 years, 5 years down the line. So I can't afford these prices that are here for me not to dollar cost average, and even if they drop lower, double whatever I'm investing in this area right here. I can't afford to not do that. We've already seen what Biddy has done in the past multiple times. I've already talked about it in last week's analysis about you guys see what the halving literally does to Bitcoin every single time. So it's like again, it's not with just Bitcoin, because I have a whole list of cryptos that I want on all the cryptos. Well, not all of them, but there's so many cryptos that I want to buy things with. But Bitcoin is definitely, follow me and I'll take you to the promised land. So if you follow where Bitcoin is going, then you're gonna know what's looking like. So those are the two options that I'm seeing with Bitcoin right now. I would really rather prefer it go bullish, but the possibility of it still going to the downside, I want to just go bullish for a fake rally, but at the same time, what it could be doing right here is probably it could be doing some type of distribution right here, guys. It could do some distribution. It came down to these lows. It could possibly come up here to make a spring to the upside and then push to the downside. It could possibly make that Wyckoff distribution play. And if it does, I'm still going to be happy, because the lower these prices are going to go, the more eager I'm going to be to put them in, because I know that when right now I'm 28 right now. I know that when I'm going to be 31, 32, my crypto wallet is going to be popping, and I'm going to pull out funds, and I'm going to be really lit. Because really, I mean, we are all here for one thing and one thing only, for us to make money. That's why everyone is on this call, or to learn how they can make more money. And it's that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. There's certain people that might think it's a bad thing, but it's like, well, it's because you're not down to learn how these markets work so that you can make that money. Perspective, right? Everything in life is perspective. So I'm gonna still be watching Biddy. I want to see it push to the downside right here and then go bullish. But once it does go bullish, I want to see if it's going to either continue going bearish, or if it's going to make that fake rally back up to the 30K, so that there can be some more greed entering into the market, come up to those like 32s, 33s, and then the market just slams back down. Because again, I do not believe that these are I don't believe that these are the lows yet. And for me to start saying that, okay, yes, we can start looking for bullish opportunities realistically, nor I can say I can switch my focus from a bearish sentiment to a bullish sentiment in the crypto market. I gotta see the structure get broken first. That's a long ways. That's a very long ways for price to go for it to switch my bias from bearish to bullish. Possible, but very long way. So that's with Mr. Biddy or Biddy. Let me not genderify assets. Weekly time frame very much bearish. Daily time frame very much bearish. Glad I never took that buy. 4-hour time frame might be trying to set up for a buy, but it's kind of a risky ticket. Definitely want this structure to get broken, but a breakout retracement play like this, I'm not so much against. Heck, thank you. I'm not so much against this type of play. For Biddy, I would not be against it at all. I put my stop loss at these lows and see where it takes me. 1-hour time frame, yeah, it's bullish, but it wasn't a play that we were looking at, so it's okay. But we're gonna see what Bitcoin looks like throughout the week. I'm excited for it. Ethereum, I took a buy on it, took a fat L, and then price came right back up, and I'm just like, wow, that's how it's gonna be? All right, whatever. All right, so wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, I deleted it. Oh, never mind. I know I deleted it. Let's delete those. Okay, Ethereum. Again, targets have been hit. Targets have been hit. 3 out of 4 targets have been hit on Ethereum. Still have one more target left to go, but nonetheless, again, these are prices you want to buy crypto at. You cannot afford to not. Just again, look at what history has done. History has prices came up, pushed to the downside. Everybody thinks that it's dead. Skyrocket. I'm pretty sure if I go zoom in here, you'll see the exact same thing. Price went up, pushed to the downside, consolidated, skyrocketed to the upside. So there's no reason for me to tell you guys to not buy it. There's no reason for me not to tell you guys to buy this. I need you guys to buy as much crypto as you can. Again, just like how Payton has said multiple times, like I've said multiple times, you gotta go and just be on a diet of eating nothing but cheap shit food for a couple of months, a year, or however long you gotta do what you gotta do. If you don't have a family, it's much easier for you to be able to do that. If you ain't got people you gotta take care of, it's way more easier to do that. Even if you do, don't matter. You eat like shit. Invest in these cryptos, because you don't want price to go and hit 7,813, and you're gonna be like, damn, I should have listened to Abdul on 6/19/2022 when he told me to buy these cryptos, because now it's gonna be a how much percent increase? You know, that's a 589% increase. You could have made 5 times your money if you would have just invested some at these prices and lower, which I fully expected to go lower. It's just a patience game, and not a lot of us have that patience. Not a lot of us humans have that patience. But it's like, hey, that's what separates those who are rich in the market from those who are not rich in the market. Anyways, big volume on the 4-hour. Love seeing that largest volume that we've seen in quite some time. Yeah, largest volume that we've seen in quite some time. That's actually a very great sign to see on Ethereum for a potential bullish move. And again, it's the same play, right? From this high to this low, price can retrace. I would love if it does come down over to $971 for it to do something like this. And you can take off, boy. Yeah, it could bounce off of here. I'm well aware, but I'm also wanting price to do this. fish to the downside, come over here 936, 957, and then take off. You know, if it does a move like that, I'm gonna be like, okay, man, that's good, because then I could just keep playing the same fib retracement continuation over and over again. But it's gonna have to start right here, or it's gonna have to, just like with painting with his Wyckoff, it's gonna have to come down and make a spring underneath like an 842, 857. I mean, he's already talked about the spring. In the spring, this after price dropped from here and then price came down here and then popped up. It's a perfect rally. Like, this is the spring. This is a spring right here. There's no way that this is not especially with the volume. And again, we haven't seen this much amount of volume on Ethereum with this particular broker or whatever you want to call it, exchange. We haven't seen that much type of volume in this bullish move in a while. If I keep going slightly to the left, again, we haven't seen this much volume in so long. So let me actually even go over to the futures real quick and see what the futures talking about, so that I'm not just blowing smoke. 4-hour time frame. See what the volume's looking like. Okay, volume's matching with this right here, with this candlestick right here. Okay. Yeah, we haven't had this much volume in a while. So when I start to see that, it's like, okay, that's a perfect opportunity for price to like really start to turn around. So it's like, again, we gonna see what's good with these cryptos, but targets have been hit for you to buy and hodl. I mean, right now price is at the best entry, or one of the second best entry, and it actually is the best entry amongst the other 3 entries that are up here between 1488 and 1934. This is the best entry, so get to hustling and buying. And I'm gonna cut it there. I'm not gonna talk about the GEPs, but I've been on this analysis long enough. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Shout out to y'all for being on here. And the recording will be posted up on YouTube when I get some food in me and I am able to edit 2 videos, put them together. So we'll see how long that takes me. That being said, later, y'all.